waiting on the bus to go to Walgreens because little Brân, he's just such a silly little guy to the point where he has been bugging the crap out of Phoebe for the last few weeks, and so we need to give Phoebe a break. So we're doing that. So while we're doing that, while giving Phoebe a break from some kitten hijinks, yes, kitten hijinks, we've got him on the collar and or harness and lead, and taking him out in the stroller while we do some chores. Light chores, just light chores, nothing like where I need to get like a whole cart full of groceries. We tried that a couple of times. He is not a fan of the sling. No, he's not a fan of the baby sling, at least not for doing big chores, because it's got some issues. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll use it if we have to. But when, like, we're giving Phoebe a break from Brân and his nonsense, because he is 10 months old, like, next week. I did the maths. When he was a tiny little bug. He was a tiny, tiny little guy. When I first got him in October, he was 10 weeks old. So that's 10 weeks. I remember 10, this being ASL for 10, right? So he was 10 weeks old because he weighed 2.5 pounds, almost exactly. So he was 10 weeks old thereabouts. And, you know, like, he had his kitten energy, and, you know, then he would have weeks where he was a little bit less so, where he was a little bit more about cuddling, and then, like, you know, and it would just, like, cycle like that for, like, you know, like, 2 weeks of kitten energy, a week and a half of cuddling energy, right? And then we got him neutered at 6 months old. Yes, 6 months old. And that really did not have the greatest, like, I was hoping we would go down from, like, you know, a 10 to, you know, ideally about a 5 or a 6, but no, he went down from a 10, and, like, in the short term, he went down to about a 6. Very short term. But, yeah, no, he's about like an 8.5, you know, an 8 or a 9, depending on the week sometimes. On a good week, he'll be like at a 7 thereabouts, right? But yeah, like this last few weeks, he has been at a solid, like, he's been at a solid 8, especially when Phoebe is like Phoebe can shift her ass on the other side of the room. We would think he is sleeping, right? We would think he's sleeping, but he's not. He hears Phoebe shift around, or, you know, come in from the other room or something, and he's like, zoom, right on her. And I don't get it, because Nigel likes to play with this little guy. He does. Nigel likes to play with him still, even though Nigel is also like Phoebe. Nigel is also 13 years old, just like Phoebe is. And, you know, Nigel's got plenty of energy. Like, even though Nigel has some pretty bad asthma and a little bit of arthritis with his age, I do mean to ask about that at his next vet checkup, which should be later this summer. He's due for a couple of things. Anyway, so yeah, Brân, like I said, he's not the biggest fan of coming out, and he's, you know, with me, but like I said, like, we'll do it both when we can and when we have to. So, like, light chores like today, I'm just going to Walgreens and then, like, take a walk from Walgreens to Michael's and get a some elastic cord, that round elastic cord, because I need to repair a couple of little things, right? I need to repair cat toys, basically. So yeah, like, we're not gonna be out for too long today, just like 2 stops right up next to each other. Maybe because Petco is in the same Arborland Plaza as Michael's, we might swing around to Petco, get some more treats or something. They've got special chicken at home still, but just because special chicken is kind of pricey and it runs out fast, we've been doing the chicken and tuna mousse tubes and these little things. He's not that interested in the salmon mousse right now, but we're he's more concerned about being his little bitty ball of disappointment here in my lap while we wait for the bus. He's okay with the pettins for the most part. I am rethinking this idea I had to like take him out of the stroller just to like stretch out a little bit more, because the stroller is like, it's pretty spacious for even for Nigel, right? Like even for Nigel, it's kind of spacious. And Nigel, we've if you've been a longtime viewer, or if you want to go back to the old Meet the Kitties video of mine, Nigel he's about the size of a Bengal, which are a lot larger than most people assume. Like they're not quite Maine Coon sized, but they are huge cats. Like, which makes sense. They're a hybrid breed, so they are crossed with the South American Ossa cat, I believe. So, like clearly the Ossa cat is a subspecies of the Eurasian and African wildcats that house cats are most directly descended from, right? It's just, you know, like that's just how like evolutionary genetics works sometimes, you know, like but yeah, because you know, just like the Eurasian gray wolf, you know, like hybrids can you know, hybrids can have some temperament issues, right? And they tend to be a lot bigger than the domestic member of the subspecies. So yeah, like Nigel, big boy, big boy, but the stroller is still pretty roomy with him in there. I'm still really disappointed about losing his main carrier, and especially in the way that it happened. But yeah, Brân, you know, I thought I'd like let him out, let him, you know, like see if he wants to walk around on the lead while he's all safe and secure on the lead in that. But you know, no, he'd rather just be a little bitty ball of disappointment in my lap. It's okay, because we're still getting nice cuddles. And ants crawling on me. Lovely. Hey, Brân. You feeling a little bit okay? Will you forgive me? Will you forgive me, my little bitty guy? As for the name Brân, I don't think I've done a proper introduction for him lately, but that is from the Welsh deity, mythological figure, Brân the Blessed. It is Mara Starling says vaguely, or defines it a little bit more broadly, not vaguely, broadly, as corvid. That's a little bit of a misnomer because, you know, blue jays are also corvids, right? But generally it translates to raven or crow, as in the birds, right? So yeah, that's how Brân got his name. Just you know, Nigel comes from the Latin for black. I'm very creative, but you know, Mr. Midnight was not named by me. He was named by the foster I adopted him from before he had kidney failure. Well, Murnau had a really good name. I still feel awful about that. But yeah, Brân, are you just... Hi, honey. Well, you're such a cutie. Who's got a cute little face? Does Brân have a cute little face? You're just all like, I guess. This is disappointing. Why can't I go home and leap onto Phoebe when she shifts her ass? That's the best thing to do. That is the best game to play, and I don't know why Phoebe doesn't like it. I keep trying, hoping maybe she'll just get used to it and like it then, but I know she just doesn't wanna.
She just doesn't want to play right. I don't get it. Papa, I don't get it. Why does Phoebe not want to play right? You'd think when she gets so much older, she'll know all the best games and play right. But no, she just doesn't. I know. Poor little guy.
All right. I'm gonna...
Oh, look at the kitty. Look at the kitty cat. Little bitty kitty cat.
I switched cat litter for you. I went back to clumping clay because it's all you'll poop on more than once. The funny thing is like, so like if he's decided that there are too many poops in the box to keep pooping in the box, and keep in mind, he will continue to pee in the box. That's not a problem. It's just like, if there's more than one poop in the box at any time, you know, like when it's not clay, when it's not this clumping clay that's got like extra odor absorbing additives to it, right? It says it's got like probiotic or prebiotic additives, and it's billed as self-cleaning cat litter. I'm like, no, cleaning it is when you scoop it out, and this little dude has decided that it is just in the area of clean enough to poop on more than once. So it's like, it's funny. So like, he will poop like just outside the box, right? But when he does that outside the box, he will, you know, brush around, and brush over any litter that has been tracked outside the box, right? But when he has decided that the box is clean enough to poop in once or twice, he doesn't cover it. It's like he knows he shouldn't be going outside the box, so he's trying to cover his shame. He's trying to cover up his misdeeds. That's not why cats typically cover their poofs, little guy. No, that's not why. It's not why. Oh, I know. Am I being a bit much right now? Just a little bit? Okay. I'll close the video. Poor little guy. Poor little bitty guy. You're gorgeous. You're a gorgeous little bitty guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I do different voices for all the cats, okay? I do different voices for all of them.
Brand's just like this. He's just a little guy. I'm just a little guy, Papa. I don't know why he took me out of the apartment where I can jump on Phoebe anytime I want. I guarantee you she's going to want to play back one of these days. She's going to want to play back. I have done the math. It works. Where's Nigel? Nigel's like this. Nigel's just a sweet guy. Nigel's just a sweet boy. Nigel's the love of my life. Phoebe, though? Phoebe's a little bit like Rosen Island. Oh, yeah. Not quite a Minnesota accent. Well, a little bit more like a Yooper a bit. But she's just a sweet lady. She is.
All right. I've done you all the voices for the cats so far. We have seen this little guy. I know. Yes, I love you. At the face. Yes. Yes, massage that brain. All right. See you all later.